live.
We always turn into a pumpkin in this motherfucker, right? Because YouTube. Have you guys seen this? Ladies and welcome to Keyboard Warriors, presented by repthewarriors.com. My name's Eddie Law. That's for Kirby. That's just have you guys heard this whole thing about hashtag the YouTube is over party?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
YouTube is over.
Does anybody know what the fuck they're talking about?
When you tweeted it earlier, I went and looked at the hashtag, and apparently it's just a bunch of crybabies. YouTube. I don't know. You know the snowflakes. What the fuck? YouTube's being mean to certain people. They're kicking certain people off, but they're letting the Nazis stay or some shit like this. People can fuck off. Listen. Till YouTube fucks me personally, I hashtag don't give a fuck. Yeah. I fucks with YouTube.
But you still hate Instagram, right?
No, Instagram let me back in, so I fuck with them too. Shout out to Instagram.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I've been back on Instagram for a while. I fucking got to leave my Snapchat a month of Sundays ago.
Yeah. No, all I can fucking find on this whole hashtag YouTube is over party shit is they like they're I guess not banning, but they don't want any like some LGBT and some other type of shit like on YouTube because kids will watch it and it's sexually suggestive or something. I don't understand what the fuck they're talking about. Because I've seen the fucking like tweet or post about like kids have been watching like kid videos and shit, and there'll be like a adult toy ad in the middle of the fucking video. I'm like, okay, when you guys fix that shit, you can come fuck with everybody else, but until you fix your own shit, shut the fuck up. That's just my thing about YouTube. But YouTube's always had that fucking thing where they fuck with shit left and right. So, but they changed I know they changed Tony beat me to it. They changed the terms, and I don't really know about the terms, but I'm gonna have to research it. But I don't know. I thought it was interesting, and yeah, fuck it.
Well, YouTube what the fuck is up? We was just talking about motherfucking like promotion of things and shit like that. You cocksuckers watching this thing, retweet this shit, and everybody hears my fucking voice right now. Come on, where the money motherfuckers at? Let's start our own YouTube.
There you go.
Like YouTube seems like they're deleting a bunch of shit. Why don't somebody start another YouTube where we don't give a fuck what you play? I mean, obviously you can't put up like snuff films. Y'all can't kill each other and shit. So other than that, for bullying. I'm so sick and tired of people being cyberbullied. Don't get me fucking started. We need to start talking about face punches because I'm telling you what.
Let's talk about face punches.
Sick and tired about these snowflakes and the cyberbullying.
Let's talk about some lips getting ripped open. UFC DC, Overeem took the L. First of all, he was up 4-0, right? Can we all agree on that?
Can we all agree that fight sucked dick?
Up until the very end.
Thank God he got his lip tore off, because if not for that fucking fight was boring as shit.
I shit you not. I was watching it, and my youngest is next to me watching TikToks, and she's every 5 seconds, oh, look at this one, and look at this one. I started watching those fucking TikToks with her, because I was like, oh my God, where the hell is that? I'm going to, two dudes that are going to knock each other out. It's the same shit. The UFC oversells everything, right? But then at the very end, I literally was like watching a stupid video, and I just looked back at the TV right in time to see that left, and then boom, and I saw the lip just tear. Like as it happened, and I'm the only one in my living room that lost their shit. I'm the only one. And then on the replay, everybody else lost their shit. It was wild. Wild.
That replay, like if you can catch it or if you can see it, like the lip just it's almost cartoonish, right? Like it just separates, and you see like this like angle of it. It's like so cartoonish. But yeah, I mean, I agree with Fred. I mean, it wasn't an exciting fight. It was basically the only way Overeem was going to win that fight, right? Like it wasn't like if he got into an actual firefight with Rosenstruck?
Yeah.
It wasn't going to go well for him. And even though he was, game planning it and being as safe as possible, I mean, you saw what happened. He took one to the kisser, and although can we say that the people saying that the stoppage was early? It was definitely not early, because as soon as he got up, you could see how wobbly he was. It was definitely a flash knockdown, and maybe you could have let him, get punched a little bit more. But man, had he taken more damage on that lip, that might have been the worst cut in MMA.
At that point, if I'm him, I'm just like, hey, my lip's already fucked up. Can we just let this go a couple more seconds, assholes? I had this fight won. I'm already fucked up.
Would you have preferred it go a little bit longer, or were you kind of okay with how it was stopped at that point?
I'm with Fred. That was not a fun fight to watch. I was glad it was over.
Right. That's my point. If Overeem had been beating the shit out of Rosenstruck, and then I would feel bad for Overeem. Man, Overeem was squeaking by anyway. That's what you get. That's what you get for having such a boring fight, trying to be all motherfucking concerned. Let me tell you something, Jack. I used to watch you back when you was Ubereem, back when you was whipping Badr Hari and shit like that in fucking K1. I was so fucking excited when you came to the UFC. Now you get knocked out by every other guy. Goddamn fight without them roids ain't nothing nice.
Yeah, too bad he can't just keep that shit going.
What do you think about it?
He can't be Uberine?
He can't be Ubering.
Is he the most decorated striker we've ever had in MMA? I mean,
Overing?
Yeah.
Adesanya is pretty decorated as well.
Yeah, but not like winning fucking K1, dog.
Not like Overeem.
Heavyweight Grand Prix.
I think about Overeem.
Done that, dog.
I just think, Israel's really young too. So Overeem's had years to build up his resume.
But fucking Overeem has a win. A legitimate win over Badr Hari. And that was, like 6-7 years ago when Badr was a goddamn fucking animal, man. I mean, I don't know.
But it still was Ubereem.
So?
Yeah, fair enough.
Tell me,
you know what I'm saying?
Isn't on some juicy there or two?
Look,
I mean, look.
Hold on. I was just saying, speaking of Ubereem, where does he go from here? Are we ready to send him to one or Bellator? Like, do we really talk about seeing him in the UFC? I'm ready for all of me. Heavyweight is old. And by heavyweight, I mean heavyweight in the UFC.
Right.
Their division is old. The fact that fucking Overeem is still even fighting and headlining is kind of indicative of how old this division is. I know there's not a lot of talent there, but fuck it. Rosenstruck is there, so clearly he's doing his thing. I'm ready to see more of those motherfuckers. I'm ready to take Overeem behind the barn, Jack.
Wow.
Horse meat. Speaking of horse meat.
Okay, real quick, kind of piggyback off that real quick. He's on a two fight losing streak? 3? What's he on right now?
I think he even won 2 going into this one, wasn't he? Am I tripping?
Okay.
I think he was on a winning streak actually. But who gives a fuck? That's the point.
Okay, so are you okay with keeping Overeem or letting him go? By comparison to how they let go of what's her name, the Gorilla, just recently while she was doing
that. How are you comparing
that? Okay.
Yeah, that was a weird comparison, Jack. Different weight divisions, genders.
No. I'm saying in name value. Exactly. She had lost one fight, and then they let her go. Overeem, I mean, he's still a pretty big name, and I get what you're saying, Fred. But I think the sad state of affairs in the heavyweight division is you can't let any of them go. I just don't think you could afford to let Overeem go.
I think that's the thought process that's fucking us. You absolutely can. Let these fucking old who we watched fight the other night, fucking Shogun.
Yeah.
Where am I fucking at, Jack? Let these old real talk. And he fucking won, didn't he?
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Okay, fine.
The UFC, the UFC's obsessed with names though.
Yeah, you know I get it, but I feel like we're getting to a point, bro. Listen. We're old now. We're old. There are people that started watching this sport with Connor, Nate too.
Yep.
Like lots of them. So I think this idea that we're all around like, Overeem is going to still put asses. Is he? Is he real? How many fucking seats? How many asses is Overeem really putting in seats these days? I mean,
the other thing too is though, Fred, is that it's no longer a pay-per-view market, right? It's they have their 500,000 buys base, according to this deal. So I don't think it matters in like the higher end of the spectrum, like the Connors, those big tentpole events, basically, right? We could call them like, when Connor comes back, that's going to be a big event. But like you can have almost anybody headline at this point, and you still already got your bases covered with the deal that you have. So I think it's not about that anymore. I think to them it's more like, well, we can keep filling these slots and keep having these, at least people are talking about our event at this point, and we can just continue moving on.
Pissed on that. Listen, y'all fucking listen to Daddy Fred good and close now. They put that fucking big, massive fucking PI institute in China, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know what they're going to get from that? A bunch of small fighters.
Yep.
And don't fucking call me racist. I'm just saying they make people small in that region of the world. It ain't me. That's just the way it goes. Asian folks are
racist.
Kiss my ass. It's a fact. Now, on the other hand, I tell you where they should put a big ass fucking institute like that. You know where they should put it? I can't pronounce the name of the place, so I'm not going to fucking attempt to. But it's wherever the fuck Francis Ngannou and Rosenstreich is from, Africa. Real talk. They need to put a performance institute over there and get some of those natural athletes and those fucking big black men and get the heavyweight division filled out with them big, massive Africans.
I'm not against that.
Angalisa or something. Real talk. There's somewhere over there where they wrestle, and it's damn near like MMA, dog. And they're just
Kane did. Yeah, Kane went out there and did some kind of video. Senegal.
Yeah, there you go. Put a motherfucking performance institute out there. You teach those motherfuckers how to box a little bit. Listen, Ngannou and what the fuck is his name? Rosenstreich.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm the worst at this. Those motherfuckers are probably the tip of the iceberg. There's probably some cats over there that'll beat the dog shit out of them. They haven't been found yet. Yeah. My point is, heavyweight is only as thin as they're making it out to be. This idea that like, all the athletes go to basketball and football. I know that is somewhat true, but there are definitely people that are fucking huge that cannot throw a football or fucking, hit a basketball hoop in other parts of the world. They just got to go find them. Like I said, you're seeing it now. Yep. Look at Ngannou and Rosenstreich. There wasn't no talent coming out of Africa. Now you're like, oh shit, these guys are already naturally fucking strong and fast and all this other shit. All you gotta do is like teach them how to fight. You can teach anybody how to fight.
Yeah. No, but you're right. If you're pulling out there, I bet you they find a bunch of dudes, man. All right.
So I'm ready to say bye to Overeem. To put a bow on this. I'm cool with Overeem, and what's he doing in the UFC? He's not even really filling a gatekeeper position at this point. Like, it's enough.
That's what they want him for. But yeah, you're
right. I'm sorry. You don't think that having a win over Overeem, according to the metric of the casual fan, at least people are like, oh yeah, he's been in the UFC for a while. Oh, this guy beat that guy. Yeah, he should be able to be like a number one contender or something.
Here's where I how I answer that one right there. As we're talking about the casual fan, and Fred just said it. Let's say most fans have started watching UFC around Conor Diaz, too, the UFC 202, right? I don't remember what year that was, but I do know that Overeem got knocked out at UFC 203 by Miocic, right? So they know Overeem getting knocked out by Stipe. They know him hitting Mark Hunt with the knee. They know him winning a majority decision against Fabricio. They know him getting knocked out by Ngannou savagely, getting TKO'd by Curtis Blades, TKOing Sergey Pavlovich, TKOing Alexei Oleinik, and then getting knocked the fuck out by Rosenstreich, right? So as far as the value for the casuals, there's not a lot. Unless you knew him as Overeem, you're not really attached to the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that he needs to be out of the UFC. I am saying if they cut him, I'm gonna be like, all right, well, good luck in rising, start juicing up. I love to see some TRTV type of shit.
Hold on, Fred. Hold on. Before he smashed my argument here, because I know you're going to. But Eddie, you're giving the casuals a lot of credit that they are gonna remember all these fights from Overeem. Because that most casuals. The thing is that the way the UFC, you're right. They're not going to remember every single fight he's in. Mm-hmm. But when they look at the UFC, how does the UFC package these fights? They package Overeem as this world beater. They put a couple clips of people, fights that they've kind of seen him in, fights where he looks like he's doing great, and people are like, "Oh yeah, that guy looks pretty good." Oh, he was in a fight with Brock. Oh yeah, we'll watch that guy. I remember that guy. It's more of like getting that idea instead of actually like the people that follow the sport know exactly what's been going on with this dude, how many times he's been knocked out in his last 10 fights, just the roller coaster that he's been on. It doesn't matter to the casual as long as you can put pretty pictures of him, lighting dudes up, kicking dudes in the stomach and all that stuff. I mean, it's gonna sell to the casuals.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, listen, for all of me, I'm ready to see him going over to fucking Japan, roid up, and fight the winner of Fedor Rampage.
Give me some Overeem.
Overeem versus
who cares? Anybody. Oh shit.
Jesus.
Who's getting a storm? God
No,
damn, bro. What is that?
Sorry, it's an Amber Alert.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fucking, you guys ever seen that? I forgot who did that, what comedian it was. I think it might have been George Lopez. He was like talking about how no one knows what the Amber Alert is. He's like, fucking Amber, that stupid bitch got fucking taken again. Because the Amber Alert all the time. Yeah. I butchered that bit. Someone Google it and watch yourselves. All right, let me catch up on some comments here because we have quite a few. What's up, ELC? She says, since I'm here alone, it was at the very beginning. Since I'm here alone, I'd like to take this time to say if Colby wins, there are no MMA gods. We will be talking about that very soon.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. What else we got?
Sorry, right, it's for, by the way, just for everybody out there, it's for an elderly person that's gone missing. Wow.
What?
No love for the old people.
No, there is no love for the old. You know why? Because shit's fucked up because the old people all vote and the young people, none of them.
What did the last comment say?
That's why weed is illegal in Arizona. Fucking stupid. All right. Okay, so Max loses to Volkanovski. Does he get an immediate rematch? Max has 2 title defenses to his name. I think it's 3. Oh, here we go. 3 title defenses.
Depends on how he loses.
That's what I'm saying.
Depends on how he loses, right? Like if it's a flash knockout or something early in the fight, I think we got to run it back. If it's extremely close, I think we got to run it back. If it's one of those deals where Max just gets dominated for 5 rounds and then possibly knocked out in the 4th or 5th, then maybe not. So, like, I would say if Volkanovski wins, we got about a 65 to a 75% chance of Max getting that rematch. But it does depend. If Volkanovski just dominates him,
right?
Maybe not.
Yeah, and you got to look at the guys behind Volkanovski that are waiting for their turn, right? Brian Ortega already had his turn. Jose Aldo lost twice. Now he's at 135. You're looking at Zabit. You're looking at...
Is he at 135? Is he going to make it?
We're going to get to that, too. We got to get off.
We'll talk about that.
To get to.
Yeah. Well, we have plenty of shit to talk about tonight. But we're talking Zabit. We're talking Frankie Edgar if he beats Korean Zombie. We're talking Korean Zombie if he beats Frankie Edgar. And, of course, Yair's hanging out in the fucking... at the ends, at the outskirts there. But I think... Given those names, I think just like Fred said, if it's either a flash knockout, a really close fucking competitive fight, I think you do the rematch.
And I think somebody mentioned in the comments he's been a company man, so I think they'd be more willing to give them. Yeah, there you go. Give Max an opportunity back to run that back than other fighters that namely Stipe, not really being a company man, not really being out there. Like when the choices were done, then they went back to Stipe, but. I think Max has garnered enough goodwill with the UFC that they'll grant him that.
I'm just waiting for that UFC Hawaii just to see if it happens. Oh, here we go. All right, Jesse, you're up, Doc.
I'm up. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's good? What's good?
Out with the tag name El Gallero. So, last what was it? Saturday, there was an event in McAllen, Texas. And our buddy here, Ricky Palacios, was scheduled to participate in that, but he still got to attend the event and hang out. First off, give us a little update on your health. I know you had kind of a health scare there, and then just give us a rundown of the event. It was the Tito Ortiz, Alberto Del Rio event. So go ahead, Ricky, give us a.
Well, let me start off with my health. Well, I guess you guys know after my last fight, I decided to hang up the gloves, and pretty much, there's so much going on at the same time that, I just wanted to take a break from it. And then I found out, they're coming down here for a pay-per-view card. I'm pretty much not doing anything. I actually got the heaviest that I've been in 10 years. And I decided to take a fight. I took that fight about 2 months. I was weighing about 183 pounds. So I was big. And I started working out. I do have some injuries that prevent me to do some things. But, I pushed my body hard. I was sparring, a lot of rounds. I was sparring a lot of boxing rounds with professional boxers. I was sparring up to 12 rounds, 10 or 12 rounds. My condition was there. I was feeling really good, really strong. I was predicting a first round knockout. I felt so freaking, I don't know. I felt so motivated. I just think I didn't give my body the enough preparation and time. So when it came to the weight cut, I was pushing my body to the next level. and it just my heart rate dropped. My body stopped sweating. It went crazy, and my brother decided to take me to the hospital. I didn't want to go to the hospital. He decided to take me, and the doctors were concerned about my heart rate, were concerned about my health. But for me, I just look at it as part of the game. I just think our heart rate drops because we're dehydrating so much. We're in the sauna. It's my opinion, but they're the doctors. What can I say? So
yeah, I mean, it was rough to see that. I know that you and your opponent kind of had a little animosity going into, and you guys have been trying to set this fight up. So, I know on your side it was a little bit disappointing not to be able to at least get across that finish line and get through this fight. But you were able to attend the event. So from your perspective, how was the crowd? How was everything that night for that event?
Man, the crowd was great. I think if I recall before, I asked like how many tickets have been sold. It said a little bit over 4,000. So I don't know what the door count was. I mean, that's what I was told. And then the fights were great. I would have loved to see a lot more local fighters on the main card. That's something I would have loved to see. I think the crowd would have gone a little bit more wild. I think that it would have had a better. I guess the crowd would the arena would have been louder. I think that Melissa girl for the title fight. I think they robbed Desiree. I think her name was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she controlled the whole fight. She took the girl down, put the pressure. I think she won all 3 rounds, and I just felt like they robbed her just to give Melissa that title. That's my opinion. And Reno, he fought Ray Trujillo. I expected more. They actually had offered me him. He didn't take the fight with me. I just think I think he needs more of a challenge. Combate Americas, they preach that it's an action fighting organization, and he went in there and did a hugging, WWE type of stuff. Then we go into the main event. I knew Tito was gonna do his thing. No disrespect towards Alberto. Alberto's a friend of mine. Tito's a friend of mine. I just think they're in Tito's in a way different level. I mean, Alberto has the mindset of a Mexican, and he's ready to go into war. But Tito is also a Mexican, but he's in a different level. So I predicted a ground and pound, but not a submission.
Yeah, it was very quick. It was over pretty quickly. It was interesting for me watching it that they had so much actual people online on the internet, on Twitter talking about it, even though a lot of it was kind of like making fun of the event and stuff, but they had a lot of people tweeting about it. So I mean, I know that they had a lot of presence on Twitter. And yeah, you're right. I think one of the standout fights for me was Dulce Garcia winning her fight submission guillotine. She's a ex wrestler that has transitioned over to MMA, and she's you can tell that she's improving. Well. What's that?
I think she's a pro boxer as well.
I believe so. It to me it was a good night of fights. A lot of Latinos out there representing, and of course, one of the big things that I think was one of the biggest news. I know Campbell probably got a real kick out of it, was that President Trump tweeted about it as well later on. So yeah,
I mean, he did a good job at that aspect. Promoting Trump. Getting a tweet from the president himself. That's huge. Not anybody, not any organization. Combate Americas, it's the next big promotion coming up. If it's not bigger than Bellator, it's getting bigger than Bellator. I think we're getting the attention. The Latino market is huge, and that's what the UFC needs to understand. That the Latino market is huge. Our population in the United States is high population, and it's only growing and growing and growing. You know.
And my last question for you. I don't know if Eddie and Fred have a question for you, but did you already talk to Campbell about maybe rescheduling this fight and maybe running it back? Maybe later down the line, kicking it down the line and getting back in there.
I'm thinking about getting back in there. I'm on a 3-fight contract with them. I only have 1 fight. I did have this. I had my last fight was a loss. There's a lot of things going into that fight that I had talked to the company before the fight, and then this incident happened. Campbell doesn't deal with many fighters anymore. It's a business that's growing. It's a company that's growing, so he doesn't deal with much of the fighters. So it's hard to really do that one-on-one. I did end up shaking his hand that day of the event, and he just said Ricky, shook my hand and turned away. And pretty much, it's Campbell. He's more into, he could be the biggest dick when he wants to. He could talk all this shit, and sometimes he could be the nicest guy you could ever know. He's more into the business. He's more into building. We're products. That's what I understood as the company started growing. And that's not only with Combate, it's with everybody. We're a product. We're entertainers. So if we're not what they want, we're gonna get kicked out. And for me, I know I'm a great entertainer. I think I'm still with the company due to the fact that I go in there and fight. I think that's the only reason I'm still with the company. I try to knock out my opponents. I put on good shows. There's not many of the guys in that company that do what I do. Not many of them. I'm a guy that takes fights, that took in 3 or 4 fights for the company in 3 weeks notice, 2 weeks notice, with UFC contenders, with top contenders. So they know my quality is just more like, it's more of a business now. So Campbell, I don't talk much to him. I talk to Mike Afrowitz a lot more. Mike was concerned about my health, but I'm ready to get back in the gym, and I love this, and I'm ready to knock out the next opponent.
All right, man. So you were talking about you hung it up before this fight, right? Like, what do you have going on outside? Because I know you got businesses. You're a busy dude. Like, I follow you on Facebook. I like all the pages, man. What do you got going on right now? It's got that's like fulfilling you outside of MMA.
Well, look, right now, what I did with my businesses, I pretty much shut everything down. So my last fight, when I said I'm gonna hang them up, is so I can sit back and think about what's going on. You know what I mean? My career boosted up so fast. I started when I was 23 years old. I did 2.5 years of amateur. So I did 6 fights and then went pro. And 2 fights after going pro, I was already in the reality show. I was already fighting international, national TV. I was the main event several times, fighting top contenders, fought pay-per-view, fought from Dana White. My career has boosted. I've been fighting for 10 years now. And what I've done in my career, many fighters have done it more than I have. I've not even accomplished what I have. What I did is I started adding too much to my plate, started adding businesses because I'm thinking about future. At any day I could be in the hospital again, or I can have an injury that's going to keep me out. So I was thinking future. I was planning ahead of time. But what it did is it gave me too much. When I was supposed to fight at Copa Combate, it was just too much on my plate. I went over there with the right mentality. I went over there all right on weight. I was feeling good about my weight. It's just I did so many things out there that I wasn't supposed to do that screwed that up, which all the stress behind it. So when I retired, I just shut everything down, and I have a job now. And this last fight, I have a job, or I'm gonna say a sponsorship that is allowing me to train 24/7.
Gotcha. Okay.
So now it's like my last fight, my fire blew out. I didn't have the flame in me. I didn't have the fire in me. I was saying if I win, I win so much. If I lose, I still win so much. That was my mentality. And then because I get paid really good, so I just put it out there. So then after that fight, I was like, whatever. And then this opportunity came where I was able to train for 24/7. So I started getting that fire again. I started getting motivated, and I got fucking fat. And I said, you know what? I got to get back at it. So I started dropping weight. I started sparring. My sparring partners are quality sparring partners, man. If you ever been at a boxing gym, boxing sparring and MMA sparring is way different. You know, you can't go 100% MMA sparring because a lot of these fuckers cry.
Yeah.
Now, go into boxing sparring. Your best friend, your brother, whatever the hell you want to call him, is gonna try to knock your fucking head off.
Yep.
And then as soon as you're done with sparring, it's like, hey, fucking good punches, bro. Hey, next week I got you. That's what we're saying. Next week I got you. You got me this week. Next week I got you.
There you go.
You know, it's the closest to the realest thing. So I was sparring 10 to 12 rounds with some beasts. I didn't see this guy getting out of the first round. I didn't see it. There's no way, no how. But I didn't make it out of the sauna, so.
Shit. All right. Well, what do you think is next, man?
Look, I'm gonna try to get back at it. Try to get a fight ASAP. See what happens. Like I said, I'm a full-time fighter now. So see what happens. I mean, Primetime 360 is my managing team, which is Tito and them. So they talked to me like, hey Rick, let's try to get back on the card ASAP. Let's talk to Mike Afrowitz. Let's try to see what could happen. So my next thing is get back in well, not in shape because I'm already in shape, but get back into the rhythm. You know, this thing kind of affected me a little bit mentally, but I still have the fire in me. I want to fight that Reno guy. I want to fight anybody. I'll fight anybody. I feel like I hit so hard. You know, people respect me regardless. You know, and my record says it. My record shows it. You know, everybody, not to be rude, but people respect me. But once I go in there, you know, they try to show no fear. But as soon as I hit them, they're running. So, you know, I just don't want a boring fight. I don't want a guy that's gonna want to put me down, lay on me. Yeah, that's not me. You know, I do want the title. I do want the title, but I already know what's gonna happen. You know, Gustavo Lopez is a wrestler. You know, he does some striking, but as soon as you know, we're in two different levels of striking, and as soon as he feels mine, you know, I know he's gonna go for a takedown.
There you go. All right, Jesse.
Nah, that was it for me. You know what though? I gotta say, you gotta put in a word for us to have Tito on the show because we have lots of questions for that boy. You know, but you know what? Honestly,
it cut up. I didn't hear the.
What's that?
It was all staticky and stuff.
Oh no, no! I was just saying you got to put in a good word for us with Tito so he could come on the show. We've got lots of questions for him. But you know, honestly, you know, we've been following your career. We've had you on the show, you know, for a couple times here. You know, so we're always rooting for you, Ricky, and you know, from all of us here, you know, when I saw that you didn't get to have your fight this last event, you know, to me it was a little bit heartbreaking because I know how much all of you guys put into your camps, how much you guys really want to get in there and throw down. So, you know, just know that you have the support of us, and anytime, you know, whenever you have your next fight, come back on the show, we can talk about it and we can call out whoever you want, especially, you know, anybody that, you know, is ready to throw down with you.
No, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate your support, man. I know you guys been following my careers. You guys had me on your show so many times. I get followed by a lot of people. A lot of people love to see me fight. I guess the next thing I gotta do, and I guess you're gonna be the first people to hear this, is do a Cody. Cody, you know what I mean? Start talking shit. Because people want entertainers. You know, people want entertainers. I don't do that shit. People know that I come from the hood. I come from the streets, and I already did that shit. You know what I mean? I don't need to talk shit to prove something. I use it with my hands. But nowadays, you know, people love entertainers. I need to start. I guess I gotta start wearing a Trump hat and, you know, talk like Conor McGregor. You know, tell people it's, you know, red panty night for him and his wife or his girlfriend or whatever. Start making fun of religion or something. I don't know. I got to start doing something because, you know, Combate does not have stars. If you really look into it, Combate has 0 stars. They got Tito Ortiz. They need to bring, freaking George Masvidal. They need to bring Kate del Castillo. They need to bring people. They don't have a star. Gustavo Lopez can't talk in front of a camera. He mumbles 10 words out of 15. The only star they had before was Kira Batata, and then they had me. They don't have somebody to push. They don't have an image. They don't have a look. They don't have somebody to really be out there. I just feel like that's gonna have to be my next step. If I want the title shot, if I want to be out there, now that I'm a full-time fighter, I think I gotta start doing stupid shit. Bring a rooster to the weigh-ins or something. I don't know what the fuck I gotta do.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. You're onto something. That's a good fucking idea. It sounds silly, but look at Colby Covington. The story came out recently that he was literally about to get cut from the UFC, and then he created this goofy character. Now, he was winning fights in between, but creating that character is literally what kept him his fucking job. So you're actually right, man. Doing goofy shit. You don't want to be a goofball, but doing a little something interesting can't hurt nothing.
Yeah, no, I get you. And I've been thinking about that lately, because I'm the guy that tells me, like, I go to interviews. And they're like, hey, Rick, what do you got to tell your opponent? I'm like, well, best of luck, train hard. That's all you got to say? I'm like, well, what do you want me to say? I'm going to punch him tomorrow. Like, well, it's always been my mentality. Like, what's the whole reason to talk shit? It's when I grew up in the streets, I didn't know how to talk shit. As soon as I mumbled a word, I'm punching you. Like, that was my thing. Like, a guy comes up to me, what the fuck, motherfucker, talking shit? I'll be like, what the fuck, bitch? Boom, hit him. Like, so I'm doing the same thing that I would do in the streets in my career. Like, what do you got to tell this guy? Well, nothing. What do I have to tell him? Train hard, baby. Like, I'm gonna come for your ass. Train hard. But people don't like that. They want me to be like, all right, bitch, I'm gonna get you. I've trained so hard. You're not gonna, take my money. I do say you're not gonna take the food off of my kids' tables. I do say things like that, but I say it in a humble way. Now I'm gonna wear my cowboy hat, wear my cowboy boots, bring my little rooster, and be like, let's go, motherfuckers. Unleash del Gallero, something stupid, something funny. Let's see what happens.
Listen, you just sold me the fucking hat, the boots, and the rooster.
I'm down.
I'm there.
I'm down.
Fucking there. There it is. That's it.
I'm gonna build a cartoon character as well, man. Just start saying stupid shit. Do a what's it got? Chingo Bling's sidekick.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. All right, man. You want to throw your social media out there for the people?
Hey, yeah, guys. I know I didn't get to perform my last fight. You guys weren't able to see it perform, but follow me on Facebook, Ricardo Gallero Palacios. My fan page is the same thing, Ricardo Gallero Palacios. Instagram El Gallero05. Guys, I'm gonna come back stronger. I'm gonna come back faster. I'm gonna be knocking out every opponent from now on. I try to do it every fight, of course, but they run. But keep an eye out for me, guys. I'm not playing around. I don't have any more of those big responsibilities. I'm a full-time fighter, and I'm coming 100%, coming for a belt, going to the UFC. I'm going to do it all. Watch me, mark my words.
All right, there you go, folks. You heard from the man himself, Ricky Palacios. Hey, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
Hey, you too, man. Take care.
All right, man. Peace.
All right. There you go, folks. Ricky Palacios. El Gallero talking about he gonna come for everybody's ass at that shit. Everyone's head anyway. So
hey, listen, at the end of the program, you need to spell out his social media because boy, he said that shit was I bet you Mexican motherfuckers eat a mean pussy, Jack. Yeah, I'm probably eat a mean pussy. I can't even imitate what he said.
Let's see here. All right. Just in case y'all wondering,
there it is. Right there. Boy, he said that shit like in a second and a half.
Oh, you got to be used to it.
Yeah, we're so used to talking fast, so it's like it's nothing to us. We're like,
yeah. So follow that man, and for real though, like he did go off into a lot of his business and stuff once he stopped fighting and whatnot. But it made me he says he's for real, man, and I tend to believe this man. If you're ever watching his fights, he comes to fight. All right, let's get back into the show here. I know we took like a 15-20 minute break here, but
well, do you want to real quick hit that tangent of the Colby Covington interview that came out of him talking about that? I mean, Fred, you hit it right on the head, right? Like, his job was literally he saw his pink slip And then he came up with this thing, and now he's possibly, one of the top 5, 10 stars in the business right now, right? Like,
at the very least, a lot more popular than he used to be.
Yep.
For better or for worse, before he started this persona, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, and I mean, look, if you've seen him today, he was wearing like a bright orange suit or some shit like that. I mean, he literally looked like fucking Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber.
He wore that shit. He had the stupid dumbass's book. Fuck, what's his name? One of the Trump boys.
The younger one.
Eric Trump.
Yeah,
right?
Is it Eric?
I think it's
one of those retards.
It might be Donald Jr.
Yeah, he's holding thing. It's totally
great.
Fucking shtick.
It's great though.
So like now, but hold on though. Okay, I don't want to get stuck on this for a long time. We got a bunch of shit to get to.
Right.
But it does bring up an interesting point, right? I even posted something little saying I see it was a picture of Colby in that fucking goofy suit and that holding that stupid thing and a shit-eating grin. And I was like, I'm really starting to turn a corner on Colby here. And then I seen a couple people that were just like, yeah, I kind of get it, but I just don't really like his shtick and blah, blah, blah. Well, hold on, man. Like, if we are agreeing that this is an act, do we really still not like him based upon the fact that we know it's an act? Like, are we still going to hold him like accountable for all the Trump shit? And like,
yes,
he's fucking acting. I mean, I guess we can all go along with it, but it's kind of like, aren't you a dick if I'm like, yo, I'm joking, I'm kidding, I'm gonna keep going with it because that's kind of what we do here. Then you're like, oh man, I hate you. You like Trump, you're a Trump supporter. Like, yo, he really ain't a Trump supporter. And he done told all y'all ignorant hillbillies that he was joking. What I find brilliant is that Trump and them still think he actually fucks with them.
Great. So fucking great.
You know what though, Fred? I think above anybody else, I think they understand exactly what he's doing. And they know that their name being out there is just good for them. It's good PR for them. Oh, we got this guy that's a champion that's talking about us. Great. We'll keep playing along. Now watch, the moment he loses and he gets beat up by some immigrant or something, you tell me if they're going to be tweeting about Colby Covington.
Hell no.
Because they're not.
Hell no.
But the thing is that I think it's interesting because I think it's the same thing as wrestling, right? In wrestling, people know that it's fake. People know that, I mean, there's a storyline written out for these guys and everything, but yet everybody gets riled up. Everybody gets, really into this, into their storylines and stuff. And I think Colby has tapped into that in the MMA side. He just needs to keep on winning. And if he keeps on winning, I mean, he's just gonna be that thorn in everybody's side, even though we all know that it's fake, and it's amazing, right?
So they asked, I think Holloway, they asked Usman and Amanda Nunes about it, that fucking little fighter panel they do instead of the open workouts now. Like I think they had, let me see, Max Holloway. Let's see. Max Holloway reacted. He goes, that's heavy because if you're going to put up an act, I think you got to stay with the act. When you retire, like WWE guys, they do their stuff to keep that act no matter where they are at. And then when they retire, then they talk about, oh, it was an act. I'm kind of surprised he came out of nowhere and said it. He's like, Hollywood started joking. Says, it got me shook. Good fucking point. Like, it was funny because I tweeted about it this morning. I was talking to somebody about the Usman Covington fight. And I was just like, now that it's clear it's just an act, I'm not worried about. I mean, I always knew it was bullshit. I've been saying it forever, by the way, that this is bullshit. It's a fucking act. Don't buy into it. He's chael stunning the fuck out of everybody because it worked, right? And it was like, no, he really, and Masvidal. But it's like, oh, everyone's like, oh yeah, fucking no, he's a Trump supporter. He's all this and that. I'm like, all right, cool. Keep buying the bullshit. Wrestling's real. Well, pro wrestling is definitely real. And then he comes out with that, and so then I was talking to somebody about it, and he's like, no, that's where you're wrong. It's real. And I'm like, okay, here's a link. Good luck. And that's the only guy I had to send a link to. He's like, oh shit. And he never tweeted me back. And then I had somebody that's actually a follower of mine, and we follow each other. And I was telling him, I was like, he admitted it though on Candace Owens. He's like, oh shit, I didn't know that. I'm like, right. So now that all these reporters are talking about it, asking fighters about it and shit, now everyone's gonna see it. If Colby Covington loses this fight somehow, right, he's gonna get clowned. Right? If he wins, he's gonna double down on that character. He's got to. It's gonna be great. Honestly, I'm enjoying the fuck out of this right now.
Can I also say, just completely off topic, that I would love to hate fuck the dog shit out of Candace Owens. Good Lord.
I don't know why people hate her so much.
Now listen, I don't like to bother her opinion, but fuck me. She looked fucking good in that interview.
You'd swipe right on her Tinder profile. That's a good one, right? Exactly. Swipe right's good?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, there you go. But you never used it, so. But
I'm sorry. That is such a thing that I would say, like the very guy for years. I'd be like, yeah, swipe left, right? I don't know. Yeah, just say yes to this.
I legit have never used it. Anyway, all right. Real quick, let's get into some more fucking comments here. There you go. What's next for Cerrone if he beats McGregor? Will McGregor stay around if he loses to Cerrone?
Huh? Wait, say that again. Sorry, I missed that one.
What's next for Donald Cerrone? It's from Otis. What's next for Donald Cerrone if he beats McGregor? Will McGregor stay around if he loses to Cowboy? Basically.
Oh, I'll delegate this one to the to the guy getting paid by the Connor machine.
The proper 12 checks.
What's next for Cerrone if he beats McGregor? Well, a big fight.
Yeah,
not a title fight, but a big fight. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's up for him, but it won't be a title fight, but it'll be a money fight. Something big. Something. I mean, beating McGregor still matters at this point in the game. Will McGregor stay around if he loses to Cerrone? Again, I think it depends on how. If he just comes out and gets smashed, I think he might be like, fuck it, man. Maybe I'll just fucking go spend my money. Or even if he comes out and just gets knocked out. If he comes out and it's a close fight where he felt like he won or some shit like that, or
he'll demand a rematch.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, I don't think that's why I think this is a horrible fight for McGregor, to be honest, or just a fight where he's got a lot of pressure, man. Because if he does get finished or just look really bad, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to say that he would quit, but like, where does he go from there? If he gets starched out by Cerrone, who does he fight next? I mean, he's such a massive name. He ain't fucking fighting on the prelim, Jack. Like,
I'm telling you, I think he goes after Nate. I think that's his only move, his only maneuver. Even though Nate would then, at that point, be the guy in the driver's seat of like how the fight goes down and who gets paid what. I think that at that point he has to go for something that viable for him that he might be able to win the fight. Because there's no way he's going to go after a Justin Gaethje. There's no way he's going to go after Khabib, and get those fights.
Right. I think Dana said, someone asked Dana about, who gets the winner of Khabib Tony next. He goes, well, if McGregor gets past, and I muted it right away. I'm like, you son of a bitch. You just fuck Justin Gaethje. And Gaethje comes out on Twitter saying, I forgot what he said, but it was funny. But I was like, you motherfucker. Here's the thing though, if to me, if McGregor loses to Cowboy, I am predicting a move to WWE.
Ooh.
That'd be the move. Don't they got the Irish chick right now over there? Calls herself a dude.
I have no idea about that. But
somebody in the comments. Maybe. I know there's a chick that wears a shirt that says the man on it. There you go. So the man, and I think she's Irish. So you throw McGregor out there, you get them two together, and then the what's his name? The guy with the mohawk, giant Irish dude, the Sheamus. You get him together, you could do some fucking team thing.
Yeah, anyway. Maybe.
I mean, I'm assuming. I don't know. It's good money. You don't get fucked up and beat up, and you can still make money off your name, solely off your name.
Yeah, but
he can fucking learn how to pro wrestle. It's easy for him, and for a guy like him, probably easy.
It's a lot of work for him, man. Like to be a WWE wrestler, no. And the amount of money that he'd want.
Yeah, but it won't be every fucking day. We're talking a Brock Lesnar, like 2 times a year type of thing.
I hope not.
Get it.
I hope not. I actually like watching Conor compete, man. I mean,
me too.
Again, I think
it'd be great.
His image and attitude and all of his outside the cage antics really make people put a weird cloud over his in the cage performances. I mean, again, this fucking crazy thing where people really hold this Floyd Mayweather boxing match against him as a real L is just goofy. He's coming off of 1 loss in MMA, Khabib, who's never been beat by anybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I thought he should have been fighting Gaethje for that shot to fight Khabib. Like, I just don't think he's fallen off that much. Now, if he comes out and loses the fucking Cowboy or looks bad against Cowboy, that's no fucking bueno. Seeing how fucking Cowboy's coming off of 2 L's to 2 other guys in the division. Not one, but 2 guys have beaten him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get
and
beat
not
by
even
that
in the
guy.
division, Fred.
Well, right. Yeah, don't even get me started on being a welterweight. That shit don't even make no sense at all.
No, it doesn't.
Cowboy coming off of 2 L's, the motherfucker's a lightweight. I don't even, anyways, whatever. Fucking dangerous fight for Conor, man. Maybe not as far as like the opponent goes, but like for all the fucking marbles kind of being on the table.
Yep.
Big one.
There you go. Tony, like Matthew McConaughey looking in the orange suit.
Yeah.
Damn.
There you go on that Austin, Texas shit.
Hey, real quick. I just want Fred's opinion. Is this year the best year for Fred Kirby? Seeing as how, what was it? Miss America, Miss Universe, Miss anything that could be a miss has all been, African American women.
Yeah. I know. I've seen Miss Universe had a fade too. I love the fucking hair, I like that shit.
And Steve didn't fuck it up.
Next, let me tell you something. If a broad's got short hair, if she puts her hair up, if you fucking kiss that broad right on the back of the neck,
it's on.
Fucking quiver. Goddamn panties, Niagara Falls, Jack.
Anyway, let's see. Colby's lucky Tito can't talk, or he'd steal his shine with the Trumps. Oh, there goes the shot again. Tito on the show. It's all gone.
I'm a big fan of Vlad TV. He's a podcaster that basically just does like these hip hop interviews. But ironically enough, kind of out of nowhere, him and Adam22, who we were talking about before the podcast, will kind of rarely grab these people from other worlds. Tito Ortiz just recently did Vlad. I've been watching the interview because obviously I watch most of Vlad's stuff anyways. And when I see a crossover from my worlds, I'm like, oh my God, shit, Tito's on Vlad. I got to watch this. And boy, Tito's a dummy. Let me tell you something. That's how you know he's tough. Because he is dumber than a bag of hammers. Like I said, the good Lord that doesn't exist doesn't dole out all of his fucking goods amongst us equally. What the fuck? Like, everybody gets a little bit.
But you know what, though? You got to respect the fact that Tito is, the age he is, he's been beaten by the people that he's been beaten. And yet somehow he still manages to have a career, a company. I mean, he's successful still.
Let me tell you something about Tito. Real talk. Tito just don't need to talk. Tito actually isn't as stupid. Like all jokes aside, Tito's really easy to make fun of. That big goofy head, and every time he starts talking, he always fucking says some dumb shit that don't make sense or nothing because he's not like the greatest of talkers, and he's even really the worst person like that because his problem is he thinks he's good at talking.
Yeah.
So he's always like, yeah, bring them cameras up, Jack. Let me tell you all some stories. And then he makes himself sound goofy. But you're right, though. At the end of the day, Tito's a smart guy because if he wasn't, he's not,
he's not where he's at.
The motherfucker ain't been relevant in the month of Sundays. He should be fighting with Tank Abbott in bars somewhere. But he is a smart guy. He's made, how much money he probably got paid to whoop on Alberto Del Rio? Let me tell you something, Jack. You give me 2 months of training, I'll fucking thunderstrike Alberto Del Rio. Everybody, he was a wrestler. He was in 1972.
Forever.
He's old as fuck. I don't give a fuck if he wrestled in high school or collegiately 25 years ago. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Tito was smart with the fights he picked. He took an old ass Chuck Liddell and got paid, and then old ass and then fucking right now Alberto Del Rio, whatever,
and still has companies where he's getting money and shit, man.
Yeah.
I mean he's a smart businessman, whether we like it or not. Dog. That's the truth.
He just can't talk for shit.
Yeah, he's a dummy talking on the mic. He's not fucking like eloquent and shit, but fucking you got to give credit where it's due.
I'll talk about Kobe. What happens if that moron wins after he said he'd smack Dana if he came near him? He won't.
Well, okay. I can tell you one thing that will not happen is he will not be smacking Dana. He doesn't
even a little bit.
No, let me tell you something, Jack. Ain't nobody smacking Dana. That's
only one that got away with it. Only one that we got away with is Nate Diaz, and that's because that was part of the negotiation to get the fight.
Yeah, that believe me. That's because Dana White was like, whatever, yes, smack
do it.
Sign this deal.
He braced for it.
Paul Daly smacked Josh Koscheck after the bell, and he still ain't got back in the UFC.
And he should have been a while ago. I mean, not now, but he should have been back.
Yep.
All right. moving on here. Becky Lynch. Okay, so that's the that's
the
chick?
wrestler chick. Yeah.
Okay, well there you go.
There's also a movie about her. It's called Fighting with My Family, I think it's called. If anybody's even remotely interested in that, because she's got a pretty interesting story of how she got into wrestling. So it's not a bad movie. Go check it out if you're so inclined.
Fair enough. No, I got to see Vlad and Tito. It's got to be nuts. I'm actually going to check it out later today too. But I get interesting interviews with all kinds of people.
He does. I like Vlad. I like Vlad.
Yeah.
A lot of people people are so ignorant. They're like, Vlad, the police. Boy, you're so fucking stupid. If I'm like, yo, come do an interview on my channel that gets millions of views. If you're a fucking criminal, I'm going to obviously ask you about the kilos of cocaine you've sold. If you're stupid enough to talk about the kilos of cocaine you sold,
that's on you.
You're a fucking moron. Yeah, stop it with that. The FBI. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. If you want to be dumb, you got to be tough. Good point. But Chino Deep, we're going to get gems out of the interview.
Oh, he done got a couple. He done got a couple.
Yeah, already? Oh, I got to go.
He done got a couple. He done got a couple.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk. What else do we want to talk about before we get to 245 this weekend?
Oh, hold on. Let's talk about fucking Stephen Struve's Dutch Nuts. It's my fucking name, right?
Go ahead.
Let me say something. That was some of the most disrespectful, fucking ignorant bullshit I've ever seen. Fucking DC should be a goddamn shame to themselves. And I'm gonna tell you a fucking another thing. I see these two cocksuckers. Clearly, the fucking 13 people watching this right now are obviously hardcore fans of the sport. So we've all watched a lot of fucking fights. How many times you see a motherfucker get kicked in his nuts and be like, ooh, and jump back and just shake his dick a little bit, and shake his hips and go,
get back.
All right, come on, man. Like 3.5 seconds, right? He didn't get kicked in the nuts. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I've been kicked in the nuts. And you don't just fucking shake. I don't give a fuck how tough you are. If you get kicked, right? They always say getting kicked in the nuts, right? Take that fucking S away. You ain't got to get kicked in both of them. If you get one fucking nut clipped real good, you're fucking done. And I'll tell you what you look like. You look like Stephen Struve. People might have, he ain't no fucking actor. He's fucking 30 feet tall. He's not a fucking actor. That's what happens when you really get kicked in the nuts. And when you actually get kicked in the nuts, it fucking hurts real bad. And it's real fucking debilitating. And those fucking cunts in DC, they were fucking, I didn't know what was going on. I smoke a lot. Half the time I'm in a fucking drug-induced haze. I don't know whether I'm fucking coming or going. But I'm watching that fucking shit, and I'm like, these motherfuckers, the moment he would look at the floor, they'd be like, boo. And if he would look, I mean, literally within a second, if he looked up, they'd be like, yeah. I'm like, are these motherfuckers on meth?
Yeah, some shit.
Like, first off, save your fucking boos and your screams, everything for a moment. Just shut the fuck up. You see the Japanese folks? Can everybody just sit down and enjoy their beer for 3 seconds? Yep. Everybody fucking sit down and shut the fuck up. People like you are why they can't stand America. And wouldn't you know it? DC, fucking nation's capital. You're making us all look like fucking dicks worldwide.
Yep.
Fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, and for anybody that was talking shit about that fucking crowd in Mexico, but was reading this fucking crowd, go fuck yourselves. It's the same shit. Same exact shit.
Fuck, this was worse. What the
fuck? Way worse.
Like, he got kicked in the fucking nuts, and he fucking came back and tried to fight.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, and they booed the fuck out of him. Nut shot it twice is pretty bad, though. Like, what the fuck? All right, Jesse, I think you were wrong on that one. No, fighting on my page. About Paige. I don't know who Paige is.
Yeah,
but fair enough.
I'm doing my best with my wrestling knowledge. We should have what's her name on here? Ashley, yeah.
Oh, we gotta get Ashley on the show again. Talk about that shit just a little bit, and then some more MMA. All right. Yeah. So that was bad. I mean, fucking get nice shot at twice, try to come back and everything, they still get booed like a motherfucker. Like, come on now.
Now there was some talk about who was it? Was it Dan Mergliata that was reffing that fight? I think Luke Thomas had brought it up on his show. He was saying that Dan was sort of coaching Stephen, and at one point he said, like, you're probably up 2 rounds to zip. Do you guys?
No way, he said that?
Yeah, he did say that.
Oh.
I heard that shit. I just, like I said, half the time I'm fucking staring at the wall stoned. I didn't really realize that that's probably not a great idea.
Can he do that?
Well, he can, obviously. Now, the question becomes, for us to discuss on platforms like this, is should he have been doing that? And in hindsight, when I think about it, Yeah, no, he shouldn't have. Shut the fuck up, Dan, and fuck off somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it's tough, but you have to always have the idea that the referee is the guy that's in charge of that octagon, right? So if he sees an opportunity to be able to tell one of the fighters how to proceed, right? Because we've seen it before, right? We've seen it before where who was it? Was it it wasn't Dan. It was one of the other referees where I think it might have been Herb Dean actually, where there was a cut and the doctor came in, and I think the referee was talking to the doctor, you know, trying to distract the doctor for a few minutes while they worked on the guy's cut or on the eye or something. And then finally, when he kind of got the okay, like we've kind of cleared it up, then he let the doctor go ahead. Like there are things that referees can do to help a fighter continue, because knowing that if somebody else that is not aware or not, you know, really, you know, in there for the, you know, like for the crowd, they're gonna stop this fight. And I agree with you though. I think telling the fighter you're up 2 rounds, you know, and like trying to do that, I think that might be crossing the line. But I think there are subtle ways that a referee can kind of like give clues to a fighter, like on like what their status is in the fight. Like, dude, you know, like we got to do something here. You know, kind of like that whole like you got to move, you got to move, or I'm gonna stop this fight kind of deal.
Listen, overall, what a referee needs to be is neutral. I don't need you coaching this motherfucker like you low-key his buddy. You're probably up 2 rounds. I mean, shut the fuck up, Dan. Tell him how many minutes he's got, and you know, fuck off to a neutral corner. Like you ain't in there to coach him, motherfucker. You ain't in this corner. What are you, a ref? What are you? You're probably up 2 rounds. What the fuck do you know about it, Dan? You ain't a ref or a goddamn judge. You're a goddamn ref. You ain't judging this fight.
Yeah, I did not know that shit. They did that. Dan's been offside a few times lately. Struve has some funny ass tweets about what happened. Yeah, I actually saw those earlier, and I believe our very own Unbroken MMA was going back and forth with old Stephen Struve, old skyscraper. I don't know if Unbroken's here tonight, but if you want to talk about it, dog, go ahead. I don't know. I'm sorry, I laughed at some of that shit. It was pretty funny. But I get what Unbroken was saying. Did you see the news that Jack Hermanson wanted to face Darren Till in London?
I tell you what, I did not see that. But what I did see is that Tyron Woodley said he did not want to face Darren Till in London, or
Edwards,
Leon Edwards in London. Yeah, sorry, yeah,
yeah. By the way, I'm down for this Hermanson Till fight. Fuck it.
I am down for that too. I wonder if Darren Till will be. I guess he should be though.
He should be, but it's like.
Hermanson's coming off a big loss, and Till's coming off a big win. So,
Darren Till winning, I guess. All right. Let's see. Rothwell should have been disqualified. I'm with you on that, honestly.
I kind of think so too, man. After that second one,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The ref is not in charge of scoring. Yeah.
No shit. I mean, come on, man. What the fuck? Know your role, my guy.
Yeah, they are there to protect the fighter, not talk to a really hurt guy into fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Especially like that, you're probably up 2 rounds. Motherfucker, I'm hurt so bad I can barely stand up. And then you want me to let this big fucking hairy, disgusting bear swing on me for another fucking minute and a half. And then I got knocked out. You see Big Dan, ooh, sorry, man. I don't fucking get your gut shot, Dan.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Fred.
For kicking me in the jewels again.
Let me ask you this, Fred. Would you have preferred him to tell Stefan Struve, I think the thing that he was trying to do was to provide the options to Stefan Struve, but he did it in a really stupid way. You know what I'm saying? Like saying, you're up 2 rounds, kind of saying like, you're kind of ahead here. Like, you're kind of in control of what can happen next. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can keep yourself out of danger, you're going to win this fight type of deal. Instead of when he could have been, I don't know, like maybe more aware of the nut shots and, not having that, possibly like somebody said disqualifying, his opponent for those nut shots. But I go back to that. Like, I think a referee's job is to protect the fighter, but it's also to make sure that the event, the fight continues on when it's able to continue on. Like, like let's go back to that cut just what was it from that fight a couple weeks ago, where if the referee had been able to intervene and tell the doctor, we're not stopping this fight, because this cut isn't that bad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are times where the referee can do stuff to prolong a fight if a fighter wants to go, but not to tell the fighter, hey, you need to keep fighting, to provide the options for him to be able to continue fighting if he wants to.
Fuck that. Let me tell you something, goddammit. If I got hit, I would have fucking quit after the second nut shot, right? Listen, here's the deal, right? Do I think that Ben Rothwell is a dirty fighter?
Yes.
No, I do not. I do not.
Right.
I do not think he intentionally meant to kick him in the balls. Here's the problem, though. I'll give you one, right? You heard him bad with the first one. You know it. Whole crowd knows it. He was hurt really bad. For all of me, purposefully or not, that cannot happen again. If it does, you got to take the DQ. Because at that point, I'm compromised. Think about it, dog. If this was a different situation and a guy had two knees down and somebody came over and fucking kneed him right in the face, and it's like, oh, fuck, that was a bad one. Homeboy hits the ground, a cut opens up, but, he sallies forth, right? And we're all like, all right, bet, boom, boom, boom. And then it happens again, and it's like another big fucking knee to the head of a grounded opponent. If dude rolls over and he's like, all right, you know what? Jesus Christ, I just fucking can't. I mean, I'm fucking compromised beyond the point of rehabilitation at this point. I'm going to lose the fight if I continue. At that point, I'm the just bleed guy. I'm the cunty fat cocksucker on my couch going, come on, get up and fight. But at that point, even I'm like, all right, I get it, bro. Fight's over. Like, you're not going to be able, if I keep fucking cheating and giving you death, even, I shouldn't use the word cheating because I don't think they're meaning to. But if I'm fucking giving you illegal blows that are really affecting you in the fight,
right.
I give you like a second or third one, it's not really fair for the fight to keep going. And then I knock you out right afterwards. Not saying that it wouldn't have happened anyways, but it's just not fucking fair, man. You know what I'm saying? 2 fucking nut shots, 2 real nut shots is going to change the complexion of a fight, man, period.
Then at that point, do you think the referee's job should be to lay out the options to Stefan Struve? Like, you can actually, this is a second foul. You don't have to continue. You can take 5 minutes. Like, lay out the options. You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe
I always believe that you have to inform the fighter of what his options are, because most fighters are in that mode where they're just trying to get through this fight. They are in this fight and they're trying to get through it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me ask you a question. Say it was a soccer kick, right? If that happened twice, would the ref just stop the fight?
Probably.
Like, if you got soccer kicked again and you almost went out or something, you like flop over and shit. Would the ref stop it? Like, fuck, he's been compromised.
I think after the first one, they'd probably stop it. Most times with the knee to a grounded opponent, that fight is pretty much over, right?
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. These fake nut shotters in the UFC, they gotta stop it because they're ruining it for the real ones. I think people underestimate what a real nut shot feels like. I'm sure some guys would probably rather get fucking soccer kicked or kneed in the head than a real clean nut shot. Like, there's not a big, massive difference. If you get a real one, again, I'm not talking about these guys that shake their cup a little bit and they felt it on the cup, but not really on their nuts. But if somebody gets a toe in there or something and it really flips your nut, like you get your nut busted, it fucking dog. It hurts real bad.
If you've ever been sacked, you've been sack tagged or cup checked, it's fucking like painful. If you get straight up toe on the nuts, it's fucking debilitating.
Right. And like a whole swing kick like that, like
done.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck all that.
Really, really bad.
All right.
Or ask Eddie about a person sliding a knee in between your legs while you're doing jiu-jitsu. Anyone that's
been in jiu-jitsu that's gotten knee sliced, all right? It's an easy. Look, 99% of the time it doesn't happen. You'll get that one fucking spicy white belt that'll knee you right in the fucking balls, hard. Like, did I do it right? And you're sitting there going like, when I get up, I'm gonna fucking kill you. All right, that's happened a million times. Jesus Christ! All right. Real quick before we get, I'll talk about 245. Clarissa Shields will be at 245 Saturday. Want some of that Nunes action, I reckon. In MMA, Clarissa's fucked. Not to mention, maybe it probably had to be at 145.
It's sexy though, and
I'm down to see it.
I would love to see her make the transition though. I'd love
look a couple comments down, Eddie. That they point out she needs to work on her ground game, and that's so true.
Oh,
I mean, just transitioning from boxing.
Yeah. You're a pro boxer. You need to fucking be able to do that shit. And you need to work some striking for MMA. It's much different, honestly. It's way different than fucking boxing. Way different. So look, you need some time. You're not just gonna fucking make that fight tomorrow or on Sunday. You're not gonna be like, hey, Shields Nunes here in 3 months. Tune in. We'll tune in, but it ain't gonna be pretty for Shields.
Listen, we are. This is all very true. But let's all not forget the Ray Mercer knocked the dog shit out of Sylvia once upon a time, and all fights start on their feet. So,
yep. No, I know what you're saying, man. Robert Whittaker, Virginia Kennedy, March 7th. Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, I didn't hear about that shit.
The manager of I don't know if it's Whittaker or Cannonier's manager. Someone's manager. One of those two guys. Their manager actually put that out there. Said that there was I think it was Cannonier's manager came out and said that he had signed the agreement to fight Whittaker. There's nothing about Whittaker signing it.
Ooh, that's a good fight, boy.
Oh, Tev MMA. I'm so high that I think Clarissa beats her. By the time she's ready, Amanda will be almost washed up.
I mean, it also depends on how big Amanda's ego is, too. If Amanda comes in there trying to throw them things with her, she might get thunderstruck.
It gets better. Clarissa could be a KO over Nunes end of 2021.
Damn, yeah, he is blowed. I don't know about that, but
yeah.
Now remember, I think wasn't it Tev that was in a car accident recently, so he might be a little concussed still.
Oh, low blow.
No, you never know. You never know.
But by the way, I'm glad our boy's okay. I saw pictures of that shit.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think it's okay. I can joke about it. If he was in the hospital somewhere, I wouldn't touch that one.
I'd like to see Shields get started after her brother seriously hurt an opponent's old guy coach with a sucker punch, and she made bullshit excuses. I heard about that too. That was fucked up.
Nah, I heard nothing of that.
No,
I too shall root against her now. I didn't know that.
It was fucked up, but it was like I don't know. I didn't hear the excuses. I just heard that she was like defending it.
To be fair, and before we go, we can touch quickly on the Anthony Joshua Ruiz fight, just because I'm fucking kind of really big into boxing right now. But women boxing, I hate to be the chauvinistic pig of the show, but I've never watched Miss Clarissa box.
She's good.
I've heard, but I don't.
Yeah,
I don't keep up with women boxing.
Before we talk about, we'll talk about Joshua and Ruiz at the very end here, but we got to talk 245 here before we go. All right, pulling up the card. So obviously, UFC 245 going down this Saturday on pay-per-view. I believe let me pull it up here for you guys.
Card's fucking fire, Jack.
It's fire. So let's talk early prelims on UFC Fight Pass, 4:15 p.m. Pacific time. That is 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. Punahele Soriano, who's like the only other Hawaiian on the card, as you guys have seen on the what do you call it, on the embedded show. Like Max Holloway's pretty hyped about that. Taking an Oscar Pichota. Then Jessica I somehow went from a title fight to the prelims, as someone pointed out on the Monday night show. Taking on Viviane Araujo, and that's honestly not a great matchup for Jessica I. Brandon Moreno taking on Kai Kara France, who was supposed to be the guy that was that Sergio Perez was supposed to fight.
That's a good fight.
Yeah, Chase Hooper's an interesting name. Someone brought it up to me on Monday, so I did some research on him. He's a young cat. He was on Dana White's Contender Series.
Series, yep.
Yeah, he's taking on an actual vet though, much older dude, Daniel Timur. So that's gonna be a rough fight. But if Hooper gets this win right here, he's pretty good in grappling. But if he gets this win, see what happens. He's like 20 years old.
Just think about why they put him against Daniel Timur. I think they're pretty high on Chase Hooper. That's why they put him up there.
Right. They're giving him a shot. So.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Hey, folks, start throwing out your picks of the main card here on this 245. I'll read them out and everything before we give ours. All right. Or as we give ours. On the fucking regular prelims are on ESPN2. I'm assuming it's Saturday. It's gonna be football on TV, college football probably. I think the playoffs probably gonna be on.
Now's where the card gets hot, Jack.
It gets fire. First fight on the ESPN prelims: Matt Brown against Ben Saunders. Killer B against the Outlaw.
Immortal.
Outlaw's Hardy. Dan Hardy, my bad. Against Immortal. That's a good fucking fight. Matt Brown's been gone for a minute. Ben Saunders just,
Hey, listen. That's a great fight, but Ben Saunders about to get that work and get back.
Yep.
And I fuck with Ben, but he about to get sent back to Bellator. Matt about to get in that ass, Jack.
Matt Brown's the man. All right. And then Ian Heinisch against Omari Akhmedov. Ketlin Vieira against Irene Aldana in a very interesting fight at 135 bantamweight, female bantamweight. That's an interesting fucking fight because winner of this is like one fight away from a title shot at the super thin 135.
For sure.
Then the feature prelim, Jeff Neal against Mike Perry. Why no one else is talking about this fucking fight? You're out of your goddamn minds. That fight's gonna be fire.
Listen, you can old Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou put the fucking shake on the ball forever. You can never guarantee anything, but I'm telling you, son,
Mike
this
Perry.
fight right here, contradicting what I just fucking said, I guarantee you is going to be fucking fireworks, man. Dude. I just don't see a way in which this fight is not a goddamn slobber knocker.
Jeff Neal's a bad motherfucker, man. People don't sleep on this dude. All right.
Yeah, he is really, really fucking good. And I mean, look, keep it a buck. When's the last time we seen Mike Perry in a bad fight? Like a boring fight, rather.
Never.
I mean, he gets thumped on sometimes, but like he don't do boring fights. This fight's going to be sheer entertainment. And I also think that most of us, we all picking Jeff Neal, right?
Right.
Okay.
No.
But
I was going to say Mike Perry's a live dog.
Always.
I think Jeff Neal's going to win. But what makes this fight compelling and so much fun is A, it's going to be sheer violence, but B, Mike Perry could win. He's one of those type of cocksuckers. If the cards fall right and he lands a big shot, he could win this fight. I think it depends on how Jeff Neal fights. If he fights smart, he should win. But don't get fucking cute with Perry.
Yeah, UFC's agree that Perry's never boring. And Jesse's picking Mike Perry.
Yes.
All right. Mike Perry comparing Jeff Neal to Clarence from 8 Mile is fucking hilarious. I did not see that. I am going to Google the fuck out of that since we're done here. All right. Oh, shit. UFC's taking Perry. All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
He's a live dog.
All right.
I mean, he moved to a different camp, too. So, I mean, he's finally trying to improve upon what he's built his base on.
I will say.
I thought he went to Jackson's, didn't he?
Mike Perry. Oh, yeah. No, he's still there, I guess. I don't know. I didn't look.
This is his first fight coming off of that nose incident, right?
Right.
Keep an eye on that, man. I mean, his nose got fucking destroyed. He catches a real hard one in the kisser right on that schnoz again. That was a real problem for Roy McDonald, man.
Jeff Neal's gonna target the fuck out of that.
If he does, that nose will fucking fall apart real easily now. He's got a Michael Jackson.
Right. All right. This main card is fire. Names everywhere. Fucking fun ass fights and one scary ass goddamn weight cut. First fight on the main card kicking off at 8 p.m. Pacific. No, that's 7 p.m. Sorry. This 8 p.m. here is for my time. That's Arizona time. So I believe it's 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Oh, okay. 10 o'clock Eastern time. I'm tripping up on the East Coast. I'm like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
We on. Okay. You
got 10 o'clock your time. Yeah. 7 o'clock West Coast time or Jesse time.
Right.
First fight on the night. Uriah Faber comes out of retirement again to take on Peter Yan. A lot of people calling this a knockout for Yan. They're saying Mr. California kid or the California man has no shot. Jesse, who you picking on this one?
Oh man, you know what? Living in California, I can't go against our native son here. I just want to see this. I want to see Uriah Faber have that, a couple wins and maybe fight for a title. Probably get beat, but still have that second resurgence that he's looking for. I mean, he's looking healthy. He's looking happy. I think he can actually pull up an upset here.
All right, Fred.
I disagree with Jesse. Go figure. I agree in sentiment in that I would like to see Uriah Faber get a win. That would be a nice little cute happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
But it's doubtful. Peter Yan, that is it, right? Peter Yan.
Yeah.
Peter,
it is probably going to thunderstrike Uriah. I've seen nothing to suggest otherwise. Again, what makes this sport so incredible is that you really can't call fights. Predicting fights is the hardest thing in the world to do. It's
impossible.
Really, it's really hard to tell. One would assume that Peter Yan eventually clips Uriah and gets him out of there. I suppose Uriah could force him into some grappling exchanges and put him into some uncomfortable positions and fuck around and get a rear naked, and that would be fun. But if I had to bet my firstborn child on it, I would be going with old Peter Yan.
There you go. I'm going with Jan as well. Otis, who are you picking on that? Oh, there it is. Okay, my bad. So Otis is taking Jan as well. I'm taking Peter Yan. He's gonna stamp his fucking case for that 135 title shot once and for fucking all. If we ever get what's his name, Triple Cringe to fight or to defend that belt. All right. And Tony Hectic is taking Jan. It looks like. All right. Perry's been in Thailand training a few weeks too. That's why my pick. Ah, fair enough. I did not know that. Okay, ELC's taking Faber, Nunes, Max, and Usman. Fair enough.
Damn.
Yep. Otis is taking Jan, Aldo, really? Nunes, Max, and Usman. All right. Oh, there you go. All right, everyone's throwing. Keep throwing your picks on there. I'll put them up. All right. Next fight up, obviously, is the one scary weight cut I'm talking about. He has not looked. I mean, any photo you see of Jose Aldo trying to cut to 135 is scary looking shit. But so should he make 135? That fight against Moraes is going to be interesting. I'll go first. I'm taking Marlon Moraes by savage knockout, and it's going to be like one of those like, is Jose Aldo still alive kind of knockouts. Fred, who are you picking?
Yeah, it's hard to go again. Look, man, Jose looks pretty bad. He looks pretty rough in these weight cuts.
Yep.
But I'm going to try to reserve judgment until fight night. He looks a little rough, but who knows? Maybe he comes out and competes well. I agree with you. I think he's going to fucking get knocked out. I don't think the weight cut's a great idea. He looks pretty bad. And he's just older. Like, let's just keep it a bean. He's a bit long in the tooth at this point. I'm gonna go with Moraes, but I'm not necessarily sold on the fact that he's going to perform as bad as he physically looks. I don't know. Maybe he's been living on carrots. I mean, he does look fucking pretty rough. I ain't gonna bullshit you. Like, actually, a few of the pictures I didn't think he looked that bad in, but then a couple I seen today, I was like, God damn, he looks real bad in that picture, Jack. So, and I'm assuming those are pictures that are like current day pictures, shit that's getting taken here real recently as we get closer to the fight. So, okay. But before we get off of this, I will say this. Hypothetically, and you all suck my fucking dick. I tweeted it before, and I'm gonna fucking say it now. I can say it out loud, goddammit. If Uriah Faber and Jose Aldo both win their fights, I want to see them fight for the right to beat the shit out of the Triple C Cringe King. And I know they don't deserve it, but who gives a fuck, right? If we're going to give Conor one, Jose and Uriah, if those poor old pricks can actually both get wins over those two savages, I say let them fight for it. Fuck it.
There you go. All right, Jesse.
Eddie, I just sent you a tweet from somebody. It has a picture on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know how you could assume that Jose Aldo is going to make the weight. I mean, I hope he makes the weight, but I mean, he just looks horrible.
Okay, I saw this picture too, and I'll explain it right now because it's photoshopped as hell. Hang on.
Is it?
It's photoshopped.
It's a terrible picture of the poor guy, man.
But it's photoshopped as fuck. Let me pull it up. Here it is.
Yeah.
It might have been the one I seen.
That one. So you guys see?
Yeah. Okay.
It's all narrowed out. It's weird. I mean, it's a solid job. People have been buying it and shit. But
yeah, that's the one I was judging him on. If that's not real, then fuck.
That's not real.
Okay.
I seen that one. I was like, God damn.
Let me see if I can find the real picture somewhere in the fucking.
Can you pull up the one where he's with his team? Because that one's still pretty bad as well.
No. I'm not saying it's not bad. It's just not. That looks like he's fucking dead, and he's not.
Yeah.
I bought that one. That was the one I seen. I didn't think he looked.
You mean no one in the fucking comments fucking put the picture? All right, fuck it. Anyway,
look. The truth of the matter is that it's a tough fight for Jose Aldo, right? I mean, you got a guy in Marlon Moraes who we know is a savage, and you know it's just incredible to think that Jose Aldo at this point in his career, knowing that he had trouble making 145, decided to cut 10 more pounds, So I just look. I understand Jose Aldo is probably one of the greatest 145ers out there. I would have expected him to move up to 155, not move down 10 more pounds, kill himself more. And even though he might be doing it right by cutting a lot of muscle, because you could see that he's smaller than he used to be, right? Like it's not like he's just trying to kill himself. It looks like he's been trying to lose the weight off his body. But I mean, there's just not a lot to take off. So I just think Moraes is gonna run him over.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking. Oh, here we go. Naked Gamer, and shout out to who was it? Tony. Put it up, said told me where to find it. So here's the real picture next to the fake picture. 1 second here. Just shit the fucking. Here it is. Here you go.
Eddie with the producing.
Right, pull it up, Jamie.
Oh yeah, well, see, there you go though. Like he don't look that bad at all in that right picture.
Yeah, I mean it's still not good. Yeah. No. This is how he looks when he like tries to make 145. Like this, he looks a little better after making 145. We're talking about he has to cut lower than this. This is probably him at 45. He's probably 10 pounds out from here. So I mean, I'm assuming. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know about that, but he doesn't look horrible there. I mean, he doesn't look
right there, not awful, but it's still like it's concerning.
Great.
Right.
I mean,
he's still got to cut to 35.
Yeah, look at his arms. I mean, they're super already drawn out. I mean, you wonder where he's going to get those extra 10 pounds to cut from. It's just not going to be healthy.
I think he misses weight, but that's just me. All right. Yeah, this is going to be a rough fight. Fred, who you picking? You pick Moraes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. First title fight on the card. And honestly, I thought it should have been. Yeah, it's about right. It's third fight, whatever. Third fight. Amanda Nunes is going to be fighting Jermaine Durandamy for the second time. This time defending her belt. I don't know. Are we at the point where we're like assuming Amanda Nunes is going to knock anyone she fights out? Are we there yet?
I think generally, like overall, I think we're there. But I think people in the know that this might be a fight that would be smart for her to just get the double leg and go ahead and throw her a beating on the ground. Now, whether Amanda Nunes starts believing her own hype and sipping her own Kool-Aid, so to speak, is a different story. I would suggest she don't do that. Better safe than sorry. But to be fair, I think she can knock her out on the feet too, but why not? Why choose the path of most resistance?
Right.
Just fucking do something else. So
I mean, that's what she beat her the first time at the fight for the troops card.
Right.
Took her down, mounted her, and just beat her up, and it was pretty easy.
If I'm her coaches, I can't stress that enough. Go in there, square up with her just enough to get that takedown. Mow her to the ground and beat the piss out of her. Do not let this girl catch you with a lucky punch and knock you out. Like, come on, let's not be fucking stupid. Like, I think this is an easy win for Amanda Nunes if she does the right things. If she fights the right fight, this is her fight to lose. What the fuck?
Right. GDR people forget for as disliked as she is for the whole debacle 145 and the fucking cheap shots against Holly Holm after the horn, which is the reasons why why I'm not a fan of GDR, honestly. Past all that, she's still a crazy good kickboxer. So I wouldn't want to stand with her either. Not for long enough for her to figure me out. So
no, I do think Amanda Nunes can knock her out. It would not surprise me if she came out and kickboxed her and won. It just feels like she has an obvious advantage. Otherwise, she can out grapple her. She's a better wrestler. Ground and pounds nasty. She's got fucking submission skills. Like, why not just take her down and make the fight a million times easier? Like, Amanda Nunes is a way better fighter overall than Jermaine Durandamy. So,
all right, 2 for Amanda. Is Jesse going to be the contrarian here?
Of course I am.
This motherfucker.
You know what? I think Fred's right. I think this is a much more dangerous fight than people are giving GDR credit for. Yeah. And I think you guys have said it. I mean, you're right. Amanda Nunes should just stick to the game plan of take her down, beat her into oblivion, defend your title. I think the problem is that I just feel like Amanda Nunes has fallen in love with the knockouts. She had that knockout against Cyborg. She just had another knockout. I just don't see Amanda Nunes trying to out grapple GDR, take her down, and like beat her into a pulp like she should. And I think Durandamy, she knows that, and I think she's going to try to take advantage of that. I think she's going to try to bait Amanda Nunes into a striking matchup, and I think that's where she's going to catch Amanda Nunes. Now, that being said, Durandamy still has to be careful of that stand-up because Amanda Nunes can generate power, and put her to sleep with one shot. It's not going to be one of those accumulative punches. It's not like Amanda Nunes has to hit you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times before she puts you out.
Right.
She could hit you once and the night's over. So I think with a smart game plan, I think Durandamy can win this fight. Probably just a pretty good decision. I don't think it's going to be an exciting finish. If there's a finish, it'll be on Amanda Nunes' side, but I'm going to go with Durandamy 5-round decision, probably even a split decision.
Boy, Jesse, you're dumber than a bag of nails, but I like it.
Yeah, and he also makes a good point. She goes, not sure GD. Well, she puts J, but GDO will be easy for Nunes. Yeah, I know. I think it's gonna be, if she does what Swear was saying, follow the path of least resistance there, it'll be a pretty solid, easy win, honestly. All right, co-main event and one of the more intriguing fights on the card, as far as like styles and matchups and shit. Max Holloway against Alexander Volkanovski. A lot of people calling for Volkanovski to win this fight and take over that crown. Fred, who do you think takes it?
I mean, listen, man, we'll see. I see why people are high on Volkanovski, and it's that typical thing where it's like he's the new popular kid, and he's done a couple of things and shit, and he's got the what are his big wins? He got a win over Jose Aldo, Chad Mendez, right?
Right.
I'm not fucking sold on him yet. You understand me? I'm not sold on him yet. I think he can win. Everybody going around talking about he used to weigh 250 pounds. I don't give a fuck what he used to do. He's got to fight Max Blessed Holloway, Jack. And other than his loss at 55 to Poirier, Max has looked fucking incredible. So I think it'll be a good fight. But for me, from this vantage point, I can't go against Max Holloway. Not right now. I mean, I've got to assume that Max is going to win this fight. Otherwise, just to try to break it down, which I don't do, so I'm not going to go in depth in that. But like, say Volkanovski wins, how does he win? He's not going to wrestle fuck Max. It's knockout. Now, can he knock Max Holloway out? Sure, he can. Does he hit harder than Dustin Poirier? I don't know about that. Is he a better boxer than Dustin Poirier? I don't know about that. He might be. He may be. He trains with Izzy, right? If I'm not mistaken. He may be. We'll find out exactly. Listen, if he comes out and he is just beating Max all around the ring and he eventually fucking gets the finish and knocks Max out and shit, then I'll be singing a different tune. But for now, I can't go against Max Holloway at featherweight, baby. Max Holloway, 4th, 5th round TKO. I think that Alexander Volkanovski is at least very tough. I think he'll take a beating well, but I just think that Max is going to outlast him, Jack.
All right, Jesse.
It's a tough one, but I think I said it before when we were talking about this fight when it was first announced. I think Volkanovski is going to surprise a lot of people with. I think he's a smart fighter. I think he's going to have a game plan that is probably. Honestly, I think it might not even be that exciting of a fight. I think Holloway is going to try to make it exciting with his style, but I think Volkanovski is going to try to control the pace and try to control that chaos that Max Holloway can bring to the fight. And I think that's going to be one of his ways of trying to stay out of, getting that, just bop to death by Max Holloway. I think Fred, that you're incorrect in the sense that we've seen Volkanovski go to decisions, I think, more times in his UFC career. I think 4 or 5 wins by decisions. And I think it's because he's able to just outlast most of these guys and just put a pace on them and continue that pace. I could just see Volkanovski going to a decision, and I think it might be a closer fight than a lot of people are saying. I don't think that it's a runaway fight for either guy. I think this is going to be a much tougher fight than people are giving Holloway. The Holloway fans, they're saying he's just going to run over Volkanovski. And the Volkanovski, fanatics are also saying that he's going to run away with it. I think this is going to be a much closer fight. And I think that this might actually be one of the fights that we're going to look forward to as a rematch, like that they run it back, because it's going to be such an interesting chess match for both of these guys.
Yeah, look, man, it's easy to pick for me. The best is blessed. Look, Max Holloway, just off what he's done. Like, I don't see, if you look at who Alexander Volkanovski has beat, that list does not compare, in my opinion, to who Max Holloway's beat. Okay. If you want to go physical, I think I'm pretty sure Alexander Volkanovski has like a tiny little reach advantage, like a half-inch reach advantage, something like that, or an inch and a half. I don't know. But Max Holloway's much taller. He's got the range. He can keep Volkanovski back. He can pepper him with shots. If Volkanovski can get in there and take him down, even then, I think the size discrepancy on for Bless is going to be too much. End of the day, he's gonna Max is gonna pepper him for 5 rounds. Take the either beat him up to Volkanovski quits or just take a unanimous decision there for to keep the belt.
Get 2.5 inch. 2.5 inch. Yeah.
Right, but that height. Yeah, if you use that shoulder right, that Max's reach might as well be a 5 inch, 6 inch reach advantage. You never know.
Alexander has a 2.5 reach advantage, and he's 4 inches shorter.
Yep,
4 inches shorter. Yeah,
he's a complete Neanderthal.
Yeah, he's gonna be. He's gonna be throwing mad overhands, trying to fucking land it on Max and knock him out. All right, main event. One of the biggest at this point. One of the biggest fights in 170 very very recent history. Kamaru Usman taking on Colby Covington. Colby Covington was former interim champion. Usman beat the dog piss out of Tyron Woodley to get his belt. They've been talking back and forth. What is I think Colby's calling him Marty fake newsman or whatever. Yeah. And Usman's just kind of awful at shit talk. So whatever. But Styles, right? What's everyone saying about Colby? Colby is going to put on the pressure. He puts on the pace. He peppers volume, everything. Usman hits hard, really good takedowns, really good takedown defense. Hey, I've had a hard time picking this fight. Fred, what about you? Who are you picking?
For me, these cats are mirror images of each other. I'm sure somebody like Luke Thomas could break down the subtle intricacies.
Sure.
Yeah, I know Kamaru Usman's possibly the harder striker. And I think people would probably say that he's the better striker, but I got to say, as much as I hate Colby Covington, I just don't know if that's true. Mm-hmm. Colby Covington basically outstruck Robbie Lawler for fucking 5 rounds.
He did.
I mean, I know the threat of the takedown matters a little, but he really boxed with him for large portions of that fight. I just keep coming back to that fight when I'm trying to think about this fight. And yes, I get it. I would like to see Colby Covington get put on his back and elbows into oblivion as much as the next guy. But to be fair, if we're thinking about having fun with the division and what will be entertaining moving forward, a Colby win is probably more entertaining.
Oh, for sure.
I think that Colby Covington is more open to doing crazy shit like fighting Khabib. I think he'll be more open to calling George St. Pierre out. I just think he's more sexy as a fighter. And that's no knock to Kamaru. It's just, the truth. I like Kamaru Usman. I'm rooting for him. I hope he wins. But if Colby wins, I think it just keeps the division interesting. Now, as for what I think's actually going to happen, again, it pains me to say it, but I think Colby's going to win. There's just something about this cute cocksucker. He's got the Trump aura. It's like every time you're like, no way. Like I thought for sure Robbie was going to thunderstrike Colby. Yeah. And then he comes out fucking guns a-blazing, and he's actually got Robbie backing up in portions of that fight. I tell you what, man, there's a part of me that feels like he's going to come out guns a-blazing, clip Kamaru. I don't think he'll finish him, but I think he'll come out fucking guns a-blazing, get a big punch in the beginning, and then dominate him almost on some, for all the old school heads out there, you remember the fucking, I got the little art over there, right there too. Randy Couture and Tim Sylvia fight. He comes out and he hits him with a big bomb like the first 2 minutes, and then the rest of the fight's pretty boring, but he just dominates him because he's got him hurt. Not quite like that, but I low-key see the fight going something like that. Colby landing something kind of big, getting Kamaru, like, you know how Tyron Woodley fought against Kamaru Usman?
Yeah.
I get the feeling that Kamaru Usman is going to fight like that against Colby. I could be wrong, but that's not exactly what I want to happen, but that's what I feel like is going to happen. I think Colby Covington is going to win a decision. and then he's going to get on the mic and shoot that fucking mouth off. And I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm here for that.
Yeah,
I'm here for that part.
All right, Jesse, who are you picking?
Wait, I got to hear who you're picking, Eddie, because you know I got to be the contrarian.
No, you're just being a dick. Who you picking?
You know what? I have to agree with Fred in the sense that what's better for the division is Colby Covington winning.
Okay.
You know, that's what, if we were doing WWE type of writing here, that's where you would want to go, right? You want to have Colby win the belt, you know, talk about how he just won, how Trump's going to win next year, yada, yada, yada. That's what you want. The reality is that little hype train is going to be stopped by Kamal Usman, and Usman's going to put a beating on Colby Covington. And not just for the fact that, you know, the hype that's been going around. I think that these two guys legitimately have been nicking at each other for so long, you know, trying to get in fights at the buffet line, you know, just the way that everything has been going on between these two guys. I just think that this is going to be like a Conor Habib moment where, you know, Kamal Usman's going to be ragdolling Colby Covington, and Colby's going to be like, it was just for the promo, man. We're just trying to, you know, sell some pay-per-views. Yeah, it's just business as he's getting, you know, punched and taken down. I understand what Fred is saying, and that's a strong possibility that Colby comes out just trying to make something happen. But I think that it's a dangerous fight for Colby, and I think he knows it. I think he knows that he can't just be reckless. And I think that's what we're going to get. We're going to get a very, very methodical fight here. I think they're both going to try to open up and hurt each other, but I just don't see both of these guys being reckless due to the fact that they both have a lot on the line. You know, Colby Covington having his whole shtick and his whole career basically that he's built in the last couple of years on this fight and winning this fight, and Kamal Usman continuing to be champion. So I think we're going to see a very, very I would almost say a boring fight, but I think it's going to come out Kamal Usman probably a 4th or a 5th round finish, maybe. If not, it's going to be a decision.
Yeah, Fred kind of, you know, alluded to it a little bit when he was talking about Black Beast against Francis Ngannou, that kind of fight. I think the first round's going to be like that. Usman's not going to want to, you know, come out and engage with Colby early. Colby's going to be very wary of, you know, getting taken down by Usman, because once Usman takes you down, more than likely he keeps you down, right? I mean, the fact that he took down and beat the shit out of Tyron Woodley on the ground like the way he did, that was like impressive to me. I agree with you guys. If Colby wins, it's better for the division, it's better for business, it's better for pay-per-views and all this other shit. Keeps everyone talking because he's such a easily hated guy. And like I've been saying forever on this show, I've never bought his fucking shtick. I've always said it's an act. It's not organic whatsoever. It comes off as fake as shit to me. And then he comes out and says, it's like, oh, okay, well, it's fake. All right, cool. So now we all know. Now we can ignore that bullshit, right? Bottom line, Colby Covington puts on mad pressure. He puts on a pace that many people can't keep up with, except for maybe a guy like Usman, who is like, for example, it's like if a fly's flying circles around you, right? You know, a kid will be right there swatting at it forever. Kamaru Usman's the guy that just waits, and boom. And once he gets you down, you're not moving. That's it. You know what I mean? So I would love to say that this fight's going to be super entertaining. I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be very much like Usman Woodley, and with Usman just dominating, you know, Covington on the ground and just beating him up for as long as Covington's willing to take it. Now, I will say this. If Covington's able to come out and just, you know, hurt Usman early, I'm not saying knock him out. I'm saying just, you know, shake him a little bit, rattle him. Then it's a way different fight. And then I think at that point, all the cards are in Colby's corner. But if you ask me to pick right now, and I almost picked Covington. I really almost did pick Covington, just based off the amount of pressure and everything that he pushes in. But I think Usman's going to be the guy, just it's like a railroad spike. Boom, puts you down and keeps you down. So I am taking Usman by unanimous decision in a not super entertaining fight.
Fair enough.
So there you go. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get out of here?
No, I think we touched on most of it. We got to. I mean, it's just a big weekend this week. Well, I guess there was Anthony Joshua Ruiz.
Yeah, what do you think?
We've been on here for a long time, so I won't go too much into it. And really, there wasn't much to go into. It was the rematch. Anthony Joshua came out and fought pretty smart. Did you? One of you guys watch the fight?
Yeah, I watched it.
He smart fart. He smart fart. Jesus Christ. He fought smart. It was kind of boring. I don't want to see the trilogy with those chumps. The only thing that kind of bums me out about that is now you got this huge rematch with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder coming up, and what we really, really, really need is for him to fight the winner of that, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I don't even really.
I shouldn't want that fight.
Yeah, I don't even know why I really brought it up. That's what if he was willing to fight the winner of that, this would be real fucking sexy. But the fact that he's not just kind of is a moot point anyways, then so fuck it.
Dude, watching the fight, it was Joshua doing what he was supposed to do, run away and stay away from Andy Ruiz's power, and he did it beautifully. Picked him apart, peppered him with the fucking jab. They kept that distance. Moved around way better than they did last time. Like he was way quicker. Some of that could be that Ruiz came in as a fat ass, but whatever. Here's what pissed me the fuck off about that fight is that after the fight, Andy Ruiz, who I was a huge fan of him being the first mixing heavyweight champion. I've supported the fuck out of that dude. But when he came out after and was like, well, I think there should be a third fight because, I could have taken it more serious. Excuse me. I came in overweight. Duh. And I was undertrained. What the fuck have you been doing since that first fight, dipshit?
Celebrating,
too much.
Eating tacos.
What the fuck,
I mean,
Andy?
Same, but yeah, like what the fuck?
If you telling me that I have to wait to see a trilogy fight for you to take it serious, for you to train correctly, and to not be a fucking retard partying all the time, eat a dick. I don't give a fuck. Go fuck yourself. No trilogy.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Whoever his management is, they fucked him because he didn't have like enough bargaining. He'll never get that fight again. No. Like, here's a news flash for you, and that's it. It's
I'm glad you guys $10 million.
Yeah, you fucked up. Yeah, exactly. You got your money, so you're good. But like, yeah, you needed to come out and do something. That was your chance. You got lucky that first time. Not lucky, but like that now he's got the win, and you didn't give a very good account of yourself, and you was fucking 25 pounds overweight or whatever. You're done now, son. Like you might, you'll get another fight in the heavyweight division, obviously, but you ain't getting that rematch.
No title shot. No, dude. In order for Andy to get that rematch, he's gonna have to do something crazy and work his way up, or do something that you can't ignore.
Although, I know this isn't quite a boxing show, but I tell you what, you know who I would like to see him fight? Luis Ortiz.
I'm down with that.
That would be a good fucking fight. I
think Ortiz would take that fight.
I think he would too, but that would be fucking fun. That would be actually a really good boxing fight. It doesn't include one of the fucking 3 horses.
Yeah, that's a main event on an pay-per-view right there, in my opinion.
So, all right, but that's it for the comment.
Jesse, anything on that fight?
Nah, just disappointed that he would come out and say something stupid like that, saying that he didn't, that he didn't take it seriously.
That pissed me the fuck off, dude. God, I'm so mad.
The fact that honestly, Eddie, as a Latino, didn't that feel like he was spitting in your face?
Dude, it's like
the fact that like, look, we both have parents that are Latinos, Mexican immigrants, work hard every single day of their life. Work hard every single day. There is no I'm gonna party and take some time off, not take something seriously. So the fact that he did that and said that was just a direct spit in my face, in my opinion. And it's unfortunate that now he thinks that he can just go back and be like, well, I'm gonna have a rematch and take it seriously. Nah, dude. That's it. You're done.
That was your one shot, like Fred was saying. That was his one shot. His management fucked him. At least he got his money and he's taken care of for life as long as he's smart with it. But god damn, dude, to come out and say that I didn't take it serious. Or, I could have taken it more serious. Or I should have taken it more serious. And I came in overweight. No shit. Came in at fucking 289 or some bullshit or whatever, 280 some pounds. Way more. Like it was like 23 pounds or something. Like way over what he came in before. And then you didn't take it seriously. You partied too much and you came in overweight and you were undertrained. Like. Dog, dude, just take the fucking L and say, I'm going to work my ass off, but I want that rematch.
Yeah, cool. What do you want us to do with that information? You're right about all of it.
Yourself now.
Yeah, and you blew it in return. True, but the world's not gonna want to give you that, like,
right.
oh, okay, like we all felt like you got lucky the first time, even though that's not the case. But you know what I'm saying? That's the narrative.
That's the narrative.
So now it's like you blew it, big dog. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, and people got mad at me for saying that shit. I was like, I don't want to see no trilogy. And everyone's like, oh, fucking, Joshua ran away the whole time. And I'll say shit. I'm like, no. I'm not saying about the fight. What came out of his fucking mouth just took away the trilogy to me. I don't want to see it. I don't care because I'm not spending a bunch of money. And I didn't this time, honestly. I'm not spending a bunch of money to watch your fucking dumbass come out. And, oh, now you want to take it seriously? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll watch you now, Andy. Go fuck yourself, dude. Is Canelo ever do that? No. Eat a dick.
Right. Well, you got to also understand, you got to know your role, man. You were lucky to be there, bro.
Yeah.
And the truth is, you need to knock him out again.
For it to be taken serious, right?
Yeah, for then Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder be like, okay, now we do got to fight you. He beat him twice. What the fuck? You came out and you just made us all collectively think what we wanted to think anyways, was that first one was a little fluky. And then it's fought 10 times. This is what happens 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and now Andy's going to spend the next few years just hanging on to relevancy, and one more loss and it's over, dog.
Listen, the next time you see Andy Ruiz, it's going to be on The Biggest Loser. He's going to be fucking 497 pounds. It's going to be so funny. Like, remember when he knocked out the champion of the world? He's going to be all shit. And
no one's talking about Andy anymore, and all we care about is Wilder Fury 2, and then him against the winner against Joshua. So
there it is.
All right. Anything else, folks? Before we get out of here, you guys?
Nope. We're almost on 2 hours. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Damn. All right. Yeah, I gotta go to work, and y'all gotta go to sleep. Or actually, me and Jesse gotta go to work, and you gotta go to sleep. All right, folks. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Oh shit, Jesse said, "Fuck it."
He went right.
Jesse's like, "Fuck it." Shout out to Tony ELC hanging out the whole night. Appreciate it. I know we kept you up late. Fight for your right, MMA. Otis. Let's see. What was we? Oh, Tev is probably way too high right now. He's probably passed out on the couch with us on his computer already. Still, fucking. Who else is here? I didn't see God. I didn't see MMA gods, but shout out to you anyway, dude. I know you always tune in. Whatever. Anyone that's tuning in tonight, appreciate you guys. I appreciate everyone that retweets the show. You guys are the shit. If you guys keep that up, that'd be amazing. And try to get us moving around and everything. All right. You can follow everyone here. I know Jesse bailed, but you can follow us at Jesse's at Sport83, Fred's at Kirby_MMA, and I'm at Elot32, and the show is at KeyboardWarriorsMMA.com. Of course, you can always support our supporters, RepTheWarriors.com, SpicePros.com. All right. Love you guys. We'll enjoy 245 in the weekend. All right. Catch you guys. I don't know if it gets crazy. If it's a crazy, like we get some crazy fucking unprecedented shit that happens, I'm gonna try to jump on a post-fight show. More than likely, that's gonna have to wait till at least for me Monday night, and then again on Wednesday for Keyboard Warriors next week. All right. Catch you guys later. Good night, and good night, Wilshire.